All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you're live, wonderful. If you're watching on the recording, wonderful. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. There's over 500 there. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these wonderful speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their experiences, their processes, their channelings, their meditations, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And today, my dear friend Theresa Vee is back with us. I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about expanding your capacity. And so, some of what we're going to talk about today is the key to thriving, even in uncertain or overwhelming times, the missing piece in spiritual growth. This may be blocking your purpose, the overlooked bridge between your dreams and your ability to sustain them, how to tap into the realms of support that are always there for you, the simplest path to rapid, sustainable growth. And as Theresa says, this is the moment to stop waiting and start living the purpose you came here for. So let's expand together. And of course, Theresa is going to be doing some mini live readings on the call and a guided process as channeled by the angels, like she always does. And so, for those of you who may not know Theresa, she has been with us many, many times. Oh my goodness, I love having Theresa on the show. It's always high vibe. She's so connected to the angels and her guides. It's amazing. She is an international speaker, teacher, priestess, and master of the healing arts who works with spiritually focused, empathetic world changers. And as a certified Ayurvedic. I said that in the North American way, but anyways, health counselor and professional member of NAMA, Theresa meets the highest standards for education and experience in her field. She's also an experienced yoga teacher and a certified holistic health and wellness professional. So I'm so excited that Theresa, you're back with us. We always receive so much when you're here with us. Like I said, you are so tapped into your guides and the angels. It's amazing, and the messages and information that come through are always so relevant and spot on. And of course, the channeled processes that you bring in are always so helpful. So welcome back. So glad you're here.
So glad I'm here. Thank you for having me. And I love that you're North American now.
I was like, oh my goodness, how did that come out? But yeah. And so for everybody, my God, I know I'm a little hyper today. I told Teresa before we started, but my daughter just surprised me from Singapore. Like she's here. She surprised me by being here from Singapore. So I'm a little bit, like all over the place, So she's here for my birthday, and it's like I had no idea. And obviously, surprise. That's what that means. So I'm so happy. This is the best birthday gift ever, I have to say. So I'm like, I don't need anything else. She's here. I'm all good, right? So that's why I'm a little bit extra hyper today. So Teresa, again, we always love our conversations, right? And when you are speaking, like when we're talking together, it's I find for myself, it always seems like it is more channeled than just our own minds talking, right? So you receive a lot of wisdom all the time, and this topic today about expanding your capacity, I think that is something that we are all trying to do. We're trying to expand our capacity to receive and to hold the light and to hold the energies and frequencies to allow us to walk our talk and walk our path and purpose. But sometimes, it can get a little tricky, right? Especially when there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of turbulence, there's a lot of overwhelm energies. It can sometimes be difficult, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to say, I'm loving that you're bringing the joy today. I'm loving this like giddy schoolgirl energy you're bringing. This is what we need more of at this time. And this is serving right into the topic that we're talking about. Right. But yes,
Awesome. Yeah.
100%. I've been hearing so much from people in my community and all over the place that the overwhelm is real, the chaos is affecting us. And so really when we talk about uncertain times in our lives, like so many of us are becoming caretakers for our parents or for other people at this point in time, um, it can be easy to kind of be tempted to close off, right? Because we're putting out so much energy and there's so much going on that we can be completely overwhelmed. So a lot of people instinctively seek to shrink, even though our hearts want to expand, we want to do more. Sometimes what we need to do is this, because that's our instinct, to play small, to wait for a better time, to hold tension in our bodies, or to even push through. Like that's the old way of doing things, right? But our true resiliency comes when we expand. It comes from when we look those things in the face and open our capacity to hold more peace, to hold more clarity, to hold more purpose, to hold more energy without breaking. Like we can bend without breaking. So many of us think we're going to break because in the past it's been so overwhelming. The universe, the nature of the universe is always to expand. The universe is expanding in each and every moment. It never really contracts. So remembering joy, as Alara is showing us today, is a great way for us to expand, and there are so many other ways, but really this is the key to thriving. When we are tempted to contract, sometimes we need to rest. That's not the same as contracting. We can still expand when we rest. We can rest in service to increasing our capacity and our ability to hold all the things we are being called to hold.
And you're right. When we go into these transitional times, right, and they're stressful, etc., we do tend to shrink because we feel like there's so much going on that the only way we can, I guess, we're trying to control it, right? We're trying to control it so that we can. Yeah, that's the word that's coming through very strongly is control. But control, it doesn't have it never helps. I know I'm a recovering control freak, I like to say, right? And it gets you into trouble. It doesn't open you
Yeah.
up to everything that's possible for you when you're trying to, control everything, control the outcome, control yourself, your energies, everything. It doesn't allow you to receive as much as is possible for you.
Right, right. And also, if we're realistic, so many of us here are chronic overgivers, right? So we wake up in the morning, we have 100% of the energy we're going to have for that day. Period, end of story. We can pause in the middle of the day and meditate. That'll reset our nervous system, but it's not going to increase the amount of energy that we have available to us. So what we need to start thinking
Mm.
about is how do we want to spend that energy. So some days I may have less energy than other days, but that's still 100% of what I have for the day. And the goal that we need to remember, especially for us who like to give more than we have, if you want good quality rest, which you need, okay, I cannot stress this enough. If you are here to hold the light, if you are here to be the change, you need radical self-care right now, okay? You need to take care of yourself so that whatever's going on outside of you, whether it's in your family, with your friends, or in the world, does not affect your energy more than it needs to. That's what you can control. And making sure that at the end of the day, you have 30% of your energy because that's what you need to get quality sleep. It takes energy
Mm.
to sleep well. And so many of us go to bed like minus 10% of our energy, right? And we never recover that. So we start the next day depleted. So think about that throughout your day. I need 30%. I know if I tell people here 30%, we may hit like 15, right? So I need that energy in service to living my purpose because our purpose is not to spend more than we have. Our purpose is to source ourselves right now so that we can spend as much as the universe needs us to spend. And without that self-care, we can't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for myself, sleep and the quality of sleep is so important. And I was saying this morning when I came downstairs, like, oh, I feel so good. I mean, there's almost no pain in my body because I've been suffering with or being challenged with a back pain right since last Monday. But this morning, it's like, oh, it's almost all gone. Yay! And also, Neo slept all night, didn't move, didn't get off the bed, didn't want to go out, didn't do so. It's like it was like perfect. So
Hmm.
I know for me sleep is so important, and
Yeah.
I my body needs 8 hours, right? I know some people can get by on six or whatever. I need eight, right?
Right.
To that's for my energy level. People say beauty sleep, but it's just so that I can continue to function at the level that I'm at. But at the same time, I still feel like I still have more there's more capacity for me to receive and expand into than I'm really accessing right now.
That's true. I mean, there always is more, because our nature, the nature of the universe is to expand. And we also need to remember that when we sleep, we're not just resting and replenishing. If you're here, you're also doing work, right? While you're sleeping, you're working not only to clear yourself, but you're working in other realms to serve the world, to serve the universe, to serve where you're needed to serve, because that's why you're here. So it's just really about remembering that as well, and the amount of sleep you need varies with your situation in life, where you are, where your hormones are, all the things. So yeah.
Absolutely. And I did find for myself last night, I did do an energy clearing of
Mm,
negative energies and things like that last night before I went to bed, for myself and for my community. And I think that that also made a huge difference as well, right? So it's
100%.
it can seem like a simple little thing because it only took like 5 minutes, right? But it's about doing it, actually doing it, and taking that time as a part of your nightly, morning spiritual practice to clear and cleanse your energy field so that you can receive more. And it's part part of this is the your nurturing for sure, but it's about maintaining your energy field. If you can maintain your energy field and expand it at the same time, it's a win-win, right?
Right. Well, if you're maintaining it, right, if you're maintaining your wellness, then you are expanding. We only stop expanding when we are depleted. And a lot of times through overgiving, we deplete ourselves. And those are the moments where we're flat out on the couch, we hit those plateaus, right? And that is why we hit plateaus. That, and also we need time to integrate what we've brought in. But really the only time we're not expanding is when we're depleted. So if you want to keep expanding, if you want to keep serving, if you want to keep doing the work, then at this moment in time, self-care is the number one thing that you can do.
And I think I'm definitely an overgiver for my community
Welcome
and
to the
my
club.
clients. Absolutely. And it's like for sure. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's just who we are, right? We want everyone to thrive, right? We want
Mhm.
everyone to expand
Right.
and live their highest purpose and live their best lives. That's for me anyway. That's what I want. So it's like anything that I can do to help them, I will. And so that
Right.
kind of goes into that overgiving part. I think of it
Exactly.
as, it's part of my mission. But
Yeah.
giving, yes, overgiving, no,
Well,
right?
no, it is. We are givers, right? We were created that way. That's who we are. Overgiving is the
Yeah,
shadow of that, right? That is the
yeah.
the part that has been indoctrinated or we've picked up in order to, because we're also sensitive and empathetic, right? So when we overgive, we got the approval. When we didn't give enough, we didn't get that approval. So there's stuff there for us to be healing right now. And the other piece to who we are, we're also highly spiritual people. And so a lot of times for us, in the face of great change, great overwhelm, things that are happening in our lives in the world, our tendency is to go to the meditation cushion. Our tendency is to go to prayer. And these are wonderful tools that cannot be replaced. These are invaluable tools. However, at the moment, none of that matters if you're not getting off your meditation cushion and taking action. Like getting out there and dealing with the things that mean a lot to you, helping in some way. These can be small actions if that's the energy level you have, or they can be big actions if that's where you're called. So maybe if you're taking care of a loved one, that means one thing. And maybe if it's you're feeling called to help this group of people in the world, that means another thing. So, and maybe today it's just I'm deciding to buy from this store because it has the integrity that I stand for, right? So these little decisions add up. But right now, none of our spiritual work means anything without action. And this is the missing piece for us in our spiritual growth, in our evolution. And it's why so many people come to me and say, why am I not living my purpose? Well, it's because when you got the intuitive hit in your meditation to go to the supermarket at 9 a.m., you said, nah, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to go, right? That was your intuitive hit. You didn't take the action. And so now you sort of have to wait for the next thing. And so these can be big or little things, but that action key it's what we need right now. Like that, it's just you can't start the car without the key, kind of. So it's
Yeah,
very, very important. And so that's
I totally agree.
that's a big thing right now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm all about action, right? Um, especially when, when I'm feeling stuck or like the energies, nothing's moving, whatever. Then it's like just take some sort of action. The energies will start to move, and then of course tap into your intuition, connect with your guides, connect with your higher self, and
Mhm.
continue to ask for support. Right? Ask questions and ask for support. Um,
Absolutely. And we
yeah.
we are like we're all one, right? Every soul in existence is one. So there's always, especially now, there's so many things going on in the world that we can help with in various ways, and so get connected, get out there, do the things that matter, and then come back to your cushion and listen for the next step. That's really
Yes.
important.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Go take action, then come back and listen. Come back to center. Come back to your connection with source,
Hmm.
guides, etc., and listen
And
and
take it
ask
with you.
questions.
Take it with
Yeah,
you into the action. And I love Kat's Boo is saying about being women and being indoctrinated into overgiving. 100%, 100%. Like there's such a big thing there too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, some of us, we like to give, which is great. But when it's at our detriment, that's when we have to pull back, right? And we're not used to pulling back because then we feel judged, or we feel like we're going to be judged because of how society has been, right? And so then
Mhm.
we don't pull back. We figure, and I think that that piece, we need to, I'm gonna say, we need to get over it. Like, forget about being judged, forget about worrying about what people will think. If it's affecting you and your life and your path and your purpose, it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, that I think it's all about that persecution imprint, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
That had that we've been carrying forward with us, from lifetime after lifetime.
Yeah.
What at this stage in the game, though, it's not serving us, right? It's holding us back.
Well, and I got a secret for you. If they're judging you for this, they're going to judge you anyway. So give them a reason to judge you, right? Like it's, when you set a boundary, people they need time to adjust to that boundary. You have to stand firm in it. If this is your boundary about how much you're willing to give and somebody balks at it because they're not used to it, and then you go back because you feel bad or you don't want them to judge you or that you want them to love you, you are then doing that to yourself. You're judging yourself.
Mhm.
You're doing all of those things to yourself, right? If you continue to reinforce that boundary until they adjust to it, you're actually doing them a loving service because none of us comes with a manual about how you're supposed to interact with us in the most successful way, right? You're actually telling them, "Hey, okay, here's the first paragraph of my manual, my user manual, right? Like this is how you interact with me." And you're doing them a service because now they'll understand that. They just need time and they need your follow through in order to
Mm.
understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. Unlike me, I'm like, oh, I can't do this right now. And then 2 minutes later, okay, here you go.
Right? But that's normal. That's sort of what we've done. That's what we've been trained to do. Like we feel bad, we do the guilt trip. But holding that boundary with time, it takes practice. This is like building muscle, right? So don't judge
Yeah.
yourself for anything. Just love yourself through these new ways of being and build those muscles and you will feel so good in the long run. The people who love you and want to come forward with you, they will respect your boundaries. They will be more grateful to interact with you because they understand how. And if they're not capable of sticking with that kind of action, they will then disappear and new people will come in who are now at the level that you're at this moment in your life.
Mm. Yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. And again, it's a practice, right? So for me and for all of you, it's like just
And
practice with
all
it.
of us. Yeah, 100%.
So I think Linda had a question. Linda, you want to unmute?
Can always count
Well,
on Linda for a good question.
yes, exactly. If she's still there. I know she's there.
Yes,
But she's
I'm
like, oh,
here and
already?
I'll put my video on. Hi, Theresa. Yes,
Hi,
I do have
dear.
a good question. I have a daughter who had, I think, I'm not sure, a spider bite that's been on
Mm.
her leg. And I don't know if she got it well enough taken care of. Could the angels look to see?
So they're showing me a situation that happened recently with a person that I know personally, and who thought the same thing. Has your daughter gotten checked for Lyme?
She's gotten checked for, yeah, and they're not, the doctors just push her aside. They put a
Okay.
little ointment on and said, "Oh, you're just fine."
Okay, so what happened with this person, and this is why I'm telling you this, was they thought it was a spider bite. She got checked for Lyme. There was nothing. She went back 2 months later, got checked for Lyme. She had Lyme, so it was a tick. So just be on
Okay.
top of that. They're showing me that for a reason. I don't have
Okay.
any questions. So just keep on top of that. Like get checked a couple of times. But
Okay.
it feels like. Has she been putting like ice or anything on it? I know that sounds super simple.
Not ice, but I've given her several things to do.
Okay.
There's been special oils I've put on,
Okay.
and I've told her to wrap it in castor oil
Great.
and to pull that out. I've thought of like just about everything
Okay.
that I can think of.
I'm
But
seeing ice
she's
because I
3
feel
hours away.
heat also.
Pardon?
I feel heat, so I'm seeing some ice might help in those moments where it feels like it's heating a little bit for her.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that
Oh,
helps.
oh, I hope so too. Thank you so much. It's so
Thank
good to see you. I'm so
you.
glad you're back.
I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
to see your face. It
Thank
made me so happy.
thank you for coming on. Thank you, Alara. You are wonderful to bring her back.
Oh,
Oh, thank you,
she is
Linda.
wonderful,
Absolutely.
isn't she?
All right, we're gonna go to Pat, and we still have like we're still gonna do our conversation, but let me just take a few quick questions, and then we'll go back to our conversation. Go ahead, Pat.
Okay, Theresa, it's great to see you again.
So good to see you. You're gorgeous as always.
I just wondered, is there an angel message for me?
There's always an angel message. Okay, so one of the first things is your angel saying, okay, well, you get our messages.
Yes,
They're
I
saying
do.
they're
I do.
saying you get the memos. So
Yeah.
I'm just feeling in um okay. I feel that you've been asking for protection, maybe not necessarily for yourself, but for situations or others. I
Uh-huh.
feel Archangel Michael with you, like at
Yes.
your beck and call,
Yes.
for the protective requests that you've made. Is this making sense to you?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also feel that he's showing me he has dispensed legions of light to the various places that
Okay.
you've been asking for help. So you've been
Okay.
asking for troops, like they're out there, and
Yes. Yes.
with very specific instruction from you
Mhm.
to fight with their love and not their swords. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
I
Mission accomplished.
I just breathe through my heart and send love to it. Yeah. Mhm.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I feel Michael like stands behind you. Like your
Yes.
love warrior is so activated right now. I feel Michael behind you. I feel him with you, and I feel you allowing him to send energy through you. So
Yes.
he's very grateful that you're being the channel of grace in that capacity. So thank you
Oh,
for the
I'm
work
so
you're doing.
grateful. Thank you for the message. I'm grateful.
Awesome. Thank you, Pat. Keep doing the good work you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna get to the rest of the questions in a minute. I just want to make sure that we cover everything that we I want to cover today. So I wanted to, and this is I think really important, the overlooked bridge between your dreams and your ability to sustain them. Sometimes we have these dreams, sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small, it doesn't matter, but sometimes it just like does not feel like anything is happening with them. Like they're not being fulfilled. Or like you don't know what to do with them, or like that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's so many factors that can come into play, but the one that we overlook all the time is the state of our nervous system. If we are in fight, flight, or freeze for any reason, which so many of us are for so many different reasons, at so many points in time, right? Because we are empaths, we are sensitive. So we go into, our nervous system gets overwhelmed sometimes. So really realizing that our nervous system determines how much we can hold at any point in time. And if we're at deficit, if our nervous system is fried and we're misfiring, we are not going to get to the place where universe is bringing us all this extra stuff, right? So what we have to do is realize that overgiving causes burnout, exhaustion, all of these things, they keep world changers like us stuck. So we have to expand our capacity through strengthening our nervous systems, through making sure that we're tending our nervous systems so that we can take bold steps in our lives when we are called to without feeling depleted, right? If you're feeling exhausted and you're getting this message to take this, to go out for a run because you're going to meet somebody and you're just like, I've got nothing. You can't do that. So it's really about resetting and the simple things we can do. So we can actually do something real quick right now if you're game.
Yep, absolutely. Love it.
So and we'll keep
And
this
I
super
have to
simple.
say,
Mhm.
I have to say really quickly, this is the second day in a row that I've gotten that message.
Awesome.
I got this message
Okay.
personally from somebody yesterday, and now you're saying the exact same thing. So
I
it's like,
love
okay,
it.
there's definitely
Okay,
something here.
Archangel Gabriel, thank you. Okay, so what I want to do is do something super simple so that we can take it out to the world, to our sensitive children in our lives, to our sensitive elders, right? This is so simple. So all you have to do is really just take a moment, close your eyes, tune into your space. Okay. Just kind of bring yourself back. And then open your eyes and look around your space and really be present in your space and see 5 things. What are 5 things you can see right now? Okay, so for me, I'm seeing a window, I'm seeing my hula hoop, I'm seeing a crystal, I'm seeing my microphone, I'm seeing my computer. Okay. Okay. What are 4 things that you can touch? This is a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What are 4 things that you can touch? So really pay attention, feel the texture of the things that you're touching. Our senses calm us. They bring us back to center. So just feel. What are 3 things right now in your space that you can hear? What are 2 things that you smell? And what's 1 thing that you taste? And that is it. You feel the shift in your nervous system because you grew present in your space. Our senses are there to kind of bring us back, to calm us down. So you can notice which ones maybe call out to you the most and go to those when you only have a second. Um, and then the Ayurvedic part of me wants to say that, if you taste something you ate yesterday, it may be time to start scraping your tongue because your body's trying to get rid of something that's not serving it. So, okay.
I love it. That is so quick and so easy, and it takes like a minute, maybe, not
Right.
even, right? But it definitely brings you back to being present and calming down your nervous system. Because you're right, our nervous systems are frazzled, when I say, right?
Mhm. And you can do this with a 2-year-old. You can do this with a 97-year-old. You can, anyone can do this. And, with respect to the senses that they have available to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, no, that was so easy, so quick. So I suggest you all try and do that on a regular basis. Even if you're feeling good, still do it as a practice, right?
Mhm.
Because then, if you only do it when like you're in like freeze mode and things like that,
Yeah.
you're not going to remember to actually do it then, right? So if you do it on a consistent basis, even when things are going good, then you will remember it more likely when you really need it.
True.
Right.
And if you're in absolute freeze mode, you can, and you can't even think of something to do, you can just start touching your skin, just start tapping through your body and bring your awareness to where you're tapping. And so that'll bring you back in, and then you can move into this.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you. Again, so easy and so quick. Anushka, how are you doing?
Laura, I also see
Hi.
Chris saying in the comments that she has a question.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to get to her as well. Yeah, go ahead, Anushka.
Hi,
Hello. Hi, Shefali. Hi.
Hi.
My question is, I'm giving like healing guiding sessions, and I love to do that. And yeah, it's going very well, but I'm not asking any money, and that's a bit of a problem. Um, it's like it's always to friends or family or colleagues from courses. And yes, I have to start looking for clients, or yes, or asking money to my colleagues. Some of them already do that, but it's like a big step for me, and I would like some help with that.
I love this question. This makes me so happy because you're stepping out of a cycle of overgiving. Okay, so congratulations. This is amazing. And this is where a lot of us get stuck in that cycle. And it's not just self-belief, it's also that, we've been indoctrinated that spiritual work you shouldn't be compensated for financially, blah, blah, all that stuff. So what feels important, the people who have been having these experiences with you, have they been having results that they're excited about?
Yes.
Good. Will they give you a testimonial?
Yes, when I ask, I'm sure they will give it. Yes.
Great. So either they could record a short video or write something or record an audio, whatever would be the easiest for them. Okay. You can even give them questions that you want them to answer and have them cover it in their testimonial, or you can interview them, like whatever works. So there's their repayment for you. When we go out into the world and start telling people about the work that we do, a lot of times it's easier for us to use other people's words. So you'll be using the words of the people who have had these experiences with you and shared their successes, shared their experience. So that's the first part that's taken care of. The second part, the best advice I ever got about pricing things, right, was to stand in front of a mirror, think about the service that you're going to offer the world, and come up with a price and say it in the mirror and see. Keep going, keep raising the price. So you start with, maybe whatever, start with the lowest and then keep going. When you get to the number that makes you laugh, like, haha, oh my gosh, I could never ask that, go right under that and there's your magic number.
Okay.
Okay. And that will change over time. So, based on different situations, you may want to raise it or lower it depending on what's going on. So just know that's a very easy way to check in with yourself about what feels good to you. And you've already had other people that you've so lovingly given your time and your service to, who will help you with your marketing because they're going to be doing it for you. And ask them to tell their friends about your service, and then you'll charge their friends.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, how does that feel?
Yes, it's helpful, and there's coming like a kind of rest and peace over me when you were talking about the people that giving testimonials that can help to get out there. It felt really good.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Good. And you're giving them a chance to give back. So that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Anushka. Yes, ask for the testimonials, definitely. And then, move forward from there. You can do it.
You've got this. Your work is so fantastic.
Exactly. You got it. Not to worry. All right, Chris. I know Chris wanted to ask a question, but you need to just unmute your audio. There you
Got
go.
it. Hello, ladies.
Hello, love.
Hi.
Hey, I was wondering if I could get some like medical information. Is that doable?
We'll see what they say.
Okay. So I was told that my thyroid is very low and my white blood cell count is very low. And the naturopath said, well, it could be one of three things. It could be that there's mold in the house. and that's affecting the thyroid, or that, what was the other one? Oh, that some root canal, sometimes toxins get stuck in there when they're old.
Mhm.
That could cause the thyroid. And the third one was shedding from people with the vaccinations.
Mhm.
Does any of those three resonate with the angels?
Um, Interesting, because I'm feel they're pointing me into your system, and which feels like it resonates with in your system. Like, right, it's kind of like muscle testing. And the one that felt like it resonated the most was mold. And it may not be mold in the
Mold.
house, it could be mold, but that doesn't mean that that's it. It almost, have they recommended further, like looking further into it?
No, well, they recommended that I have a gentleman come with a dog, which
Alright.
I have before, and he found some.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that might be the best thing to do, but I meant in terms of like testing or anything like that, testing the thyroid. Um, there's also some exercises that you can do to strengthen the thyroid, and like some vocalizations, like vocalizing and some movements. Um, it feels like support right now is really the thing that would be most helpful. So while you're looking for root cause, then doing some thyroid support would be helpful.
Oh,
Um,
I'm doing that.
yeah, yeah, good. Um, yeah, I will talk with you offline about potentially some vocalizing exercises if that works for
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate your help. Thank you.
thank you. It's always hard, it's always hard when you have questions like that, because the angels will give you the most information. They're also feeling into what the greatest possible truth is for you, because you already know. So they're always pointing us back in the direction of self-empowerment. And so they're like, I could just answer this, but let's see what she's saying about it herself. And and then if it's something, if there's some place else we need to go, then they'll add to it. So in this case, it feels like, okay, you're really feeling into root cause, and then potentially let's look further into this, just to make sure there's not a physiological thing going on. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. And I just want to
Thank
point
you.
out really quickly, we are not medical professionals.
Yes.
So please do your due diligence and see a medical practitioner if you have anything going on. Okay. All right.
1000%. I am always about, even if you have the smallest question, see the medical practitioner. Well, you had already said you saw a naturopath, but like, see the medical practitioner that you see, because that's always, knowing what it's not helps you to realize what it is. So
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we have a few more people with their hands raised, which is great. But I want to talk about, because we're talking a little bit about, support with our guides, our angels, our body as well, and source. So how to tap into the realms of support that are always there for you, and I want to stress that point so strongly, that the support is always there for you. Are we willing
always.
to reach out for it, ask for it, and receive the guidance and information and support that is coming our way, instead of, again, being the control freak, having it be a certain way?
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing. You have to ask, right? You always have to ask. Your angels they're not allowed to actually interfere in your life when it's not a life or death situation, and it's not your time to transition. So they're just basically sitting right here all the time waiting for your ask. And it pains them when we choose to do things ourselves that they could very easily help with. So, because they have to watch us do all of this stuff, because we forget that they're there for us. And so they're always saying, please just ask. Please just ask. You don't have to do this all alone. We are always here for you. We can help you move forward with ease, but you must be willing to, number one, ask, number two, receive, and number three, act on the guidance that we're giving you, right? Like, those are the big things. And it's just so important, and expanding really, really depends on our ability to accept help, right? First, we start with our angels, and once we get comfortable with our angels and with our guides, then it will be easier for us to accept help from the people in our lives. Why is that? Because we will know that it's being filtered through our angels. We will know that it's being filtered through the beings of light that we are so comfortable now working with and calling on for assistance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And like you said, they're all right there just waiting for us to call on them. So,
They're literally sitting there like this, waiting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how mine are for sure. Because,
100%.
and then of course receive the guidance and act on it. That is the other piece. So you have to trust the guidance that you're getting. And I'm saying you have to, but it's like feel into it yourself to trust it. If
Yeah.
it feels right, but definitely trust is a big
And
factor.
guidance that comes from your angels and your guides of the highest light will always feel nourishing. It will always feel good, even if it makes you slightly uncomfortable because it's a little bit out of your comfort zone. Underneath that tiny bit of discomfort, you'll know that it's for the greater good. It will feel like peace. It will feel comfortable. If the guidance makes you grotesquely uncomfortable, you're like, this is not feeling good. It's not even legal, right? Like that is definitely not guidance from your angels, right? Like it's not guidance from the beings of light. It means like, okay, let's end that connection and let's come back another time and ask for protection and set the intention to only connect with beings of light for our highest good and the highest good of all. I get asked that question a lot.
Absolutely. So now, what is the simplest path to rapid, sustainable growth? And because for myself, I feel like in the olden days meaning 20
The
years ago,
olden
30 years
days.
ago,
Ah.
in the days of yore, everything took a long time, right? But
Yeah.
now,
Oh my
in the
gosh.
time that we are in, there has been a quickening for sure. I feel, and everything is happening faster. But again, the key point here is the sustainable growth.
Yeah. I mean, we've lived 3 lifetimes since we started this broadcast at this point, right? It's so true. So what a lot of us do though, when we want to grow, when we want to change, like think about New Year's resolutions, right? We start off like right before New Year's, we're like, I'm going to eat well. I'm going to meditate every day. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to, like all the things. And we try to do all the things at the same time. That is not sustainable. We are going to fall down. And when we fall down and miss that one thing, it gives us an excuse to give up. So if we want sustainable growth, we need to make small changes, one at a time. So you start off with, you know what? I am going to meditate once a day. And that can start off for 5 minutes, right? And then once you've established that into your routine, then you add the next thing. It could take a week, it could take 2 months, whatever it takes. Then you say, okay, now because I'm meditating, I'm feeling called, I'm more in tune with my body. I feel called to switch the way I'm eating a little bit. Okay, let's do that. And now we're eating a little bit more healthy and we're paying attention to foods that are more healthy for us. We're eating those first and we're crowding out some of the other foods, right? You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. This is not what growth is about. Expansion happens one simple step at a time. There's nothing that's too simple. The key is to take action right now, even if it's a tiny step, so that you don't stay stuck in a pattern of hesitation, in a pattern of fear, in the story that it's not the right time, I don't have enough energy, right? So it's really important to just decide that one thing. Like if you take nothing from here today, like just understand what is the one step that you're willing to take in your life right now to create the change in service to your expansion that you want today. That's it. Think about that, and then commit to it and type it in the chat. We'll hold you accountable in love and in understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. So getting clear on that and being able to share it with someone so that you can actually put it out there in the universe to say, yes, this is what I'm choosing. right?
Absolutely. And you know
yeah,
what? If you mess
that's
up one day, that's fine. If you mess up
yeah.
2 days, that's fine. When you get to the third day, then it's harder to get back on. So back on track. So really, just give yourself grace, love yourself through, and just continue on. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yep, absolutely. All right, we're gonna go to Catherine. Catherine, you want to unmute again? We do have a hard stop in 15 minutes, so just try and keep your questions short, and
Laura's
we may
got to
not
see
get to
her
everybody.
daughter.
Exactly.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi. So kind of quickly, financially, I'm really struggling. And my clients partly are going through, there's a lot of crises happening that is pulling them away from their self-care, which affects me, but it also affects me emotionally because I really care about them. Now, I know I don't have control of everything that's going on in their lives, but now I'm really feeling this spiral with my financial situation because all of that is pulling my my support away. So I don't know if the angels have anything like maybe there'll be new clients that'll come in, can see the financial happening, building, or I don't know whatever they say.
Okay, so there's a couple of things happening here at the same time. The way people are buying is shifting and changing. So like just with acknowledgement to that as like a reality of the world we live in, and also to know that so that you don't let that be a limitation, right? So it feels like it might be time. There might be an invitation here for you to shift your direction a little bit, to think about what can I create or offer that may serve the clients I already have in a way that would be more comfortable for them right now. And then how can I shift myself to gear myself up to welcome in clients who are able and willing to pay me what I need to be paid for the service that I offer right now. So it feels like there might be a slight shift in your ideal client, as we say, right? And that shift may be the ability and the willingness to pay you, as well as it may have other personality characteristics that you're realizing, you know what, I want to work with people who are more like this or less like this. But loving your clients that you already have by creating something maybe in a group capacity or like in another way where they can still have access, but maybe it's in a different way and it's a little bit more affordable and it's easy for you. Like maybe it doesn't require a lot of energy. You just put it out there and they pick it up or they don't. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's exciting. I feel your expansion in this question. I feel your expansion into the willingness to shift where you're looking a little bit and your direction just very slightly because you're not the same person you were when you took on those other clients, and it's about you stepping into the next realm of
Yeah.
your own work.
Okay.
Good. Thank you,
Hopefully
Catherine.
coming soon.
Yes. Let's put that out there. Put that out to
Yeah.
your angels
Through
and
my
say,
affirmations.
absolutely. And I deserve clients, and this is not against the clients you have. The affirmation, I deserve clients who are able and willing to pay me what my work is worth.
Mhm.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Catherine. And of course, that question is not just for Catherine. I'm sure there are many others who are having that same issue. So thank you, Catherine. All right, we're going to take a moment and just quickly talk about the package. I think there's, give me 1 second. Where is it? I'm going to share my screen in a second. Oh my goodness, sometimes it's like, hold on, where am I?
Well, while you're looking, can I just say one thing?
Yep.
So I just want to address Linda's question about expanding and changing through the challenges of life. Absolutely. There will be additional angels that come in. Our guardian angels also shift throughout our lives. A lot of times when you go through like a dark night of the soul, it's signifying a guide or an angel shift. So just know that your ability to connect with your angels is limitless. The right ones at the right time will always be there when you're calling out for help, and your guardian angels will stay with you for as long as they can be the appropriate guardian for you. So I hope that helps. Okay. Back
Yeah,
to you,
awesome.
Laura.
Thank you. And I know that is a question that other people have asked before and are definitely wondering about. So
Yeah.
thank you, Linda. All right, so this is the package that Theresa has for us. There's 2 pieces to it. I'm going to let Theresa explain.
Okay. Well, so
You can see my
really,
screen, right?
this package is definitely in service to your expansion. It is an answer to all of the questions I've been getting from people all over the world about how they've been feeling stuck in overwhelm, just stuck in general, all of that. So the expansion meditation is just the first piece of the package. There's a 5 meditation journey that you can use at your leisure to really shift and change the things that need to be shifted and changed in order for you to expand your capacity to hold everything that we're being called to hold at this moment in time, right? Because we're living in a moment to moment love-based paradigm where everything that's the opposite of that is coming up for clearing. And so this package is specifically designed to support you in this shift. So it includes these 5 meditations. That one is for a walking meditation that you can choose to walk or not. It's up to you. The second is about remedying loneliness. It's called Never Alone. The third is planting your garden of gratitude. Exactly like Alara said, it's great to do before bed. Unwind for a heavenly sleep. Also great to do before bed, as long as you have some of your energy left before you go to bed. And a meditation for deep self-love. So all of these are in service to your growth and expansion. And then the second item is the Expanding Your Capacity 2-part live Zoom workshop series. And this is custom tailored. Like, we'll be learning tools, tips, and tricks. We'll be talking about like the big spiritual reasons why things are going on and how to navigate them, as well as the smaller things that are happening in our own lives. And you will be validated in everything you're feeling. You'll be with a community of people who are feeling it with you, and you'll learn tools, tips, and tricks of all kinds, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, to support you in this new paradigm, to support you in the coming days and the coming seasons. And these are all things that I've tried myself, that I've used, that I've learned, that my clients are using and learning, and I have seen miraculous results. And so this is basically your toolkit of how to survive what's going on now and the coming time. So that's why this is designed to be what it is, and I'm so excited to host this class and to just assist in this way.
I love it. And right now, you're right. This is something that we really, really need, because there are so many of us, including myself, I'm going to include myself, going through sometimes it just feels like an up leveling as well, right? In our lives, in our spiritual practices, just in our spiritual growth, even there seems to be a lot going on. And sometimes we need that support to be able to handle it all and get through it to get to the other side, right? To get to the next level.
Yeah.
So
And
Theresa's package,
resiliency. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yes. No, I was just going to say your package is 127 for the 5 meditations plus the Zoom workshop, 2-part Zoom workshop. There is a payment plan available, and of course, if you are Inner Circle member, please do take advantage of your gift code as well. But no, what I feel like, because there are so many people who are being challenged right now, right, with the not just upheaval, but a lot of times people are not able to handle all the influx of all the energies that are coming in as well, right? So that's also a big piece of it as well.
And none of that is separate, right? It's all the same. And the upheaval happens when we're not able to handle the energies that are coming in also. So yeah, there's a lot going on. No matter who you are, what you believe, what your standpoint, what your viewpoint is, there's a lot of energy that's affecting our systems right now. So this is all about resiliency. This is all about giving you tools to use and to share with other people. And you will leave this 90-minute Zoom sessions. You will leave with a whole toolbox and a beautiful community of people that you've met that are really going through it like you. So I'm very excited to be able to share this. And
Awesome. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Theresa, because having that community, then you don't feel like you're all alone, or that you're the only one experiencing something, right? And because a lot of times we can feel like we're the only ones and we're all alone and nobody else is going through what we're going through, and blah, 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 right? All those stories.
Exactly.
But just knowing that when you're in that community and so many other people are also experiencing, is like, it kind of takes that pressure off a little bit and calms you down, right?
it normalizes, right? Because we don't always have that experience. And so, on top of all of that, we'll be working with our angels and with our guides through the whole thing. And really, it's a very well tailored class to the sensitives, the empaths, and the world changers out there. So I'm excited. And I
And
see, go ahead.
go ahead. Well, I was going to say, I think most of us who are on these types of calls, we are all sensitives. We're all empaths, and right. So we are experiencing so much.
We're dealing with it. And I just see Lori's comment, and I just want to say, we were talking about like the days of yore before.
Mhm.
We had the same guardian angel when we lived shorter spans of life, and when we also didn't have as many lessons to learn, didn't live as many lifetimes in one lifetime, right? Like now we're going through so much, things are changing, that sometimes it requires a changing of the guard, especially if you're someone who's here doing high level spiritual work. A lot of times as we evolve, our angels will just shift and guide. And that doesn't mean the other one pieces out and doesn't ever see you again. It just means that you get appropriate support for where you are now.
Yeah, awesome. So again, support is always available for you at no matter what stage you're at, what's going on in your life. There's always some support available, and if you ask for, then you will get the most appropriate high level guide that's or angel that you require for what you're going through.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I think they do change automatically, but sometimes it can help us to ask as well, right?
Yeah, I don't really think we need to, like, we got enough to deal with. Like, we don't have to worry about, our angels
Yeah.
changing. Like, they've got it. The divine knows what we need in any moment, and every hair on our head is counted and accounted for. So we never have to worry that we're not seen, not taken care of. Like, we don't need to deal with it. It's
Yeah.
just know that if you're feeling particularly alone, or you're going through something like a dark night of the soul, you may just be in a changing of the guard. And so just know that that's what's going on, and that you can get through it, and you'll be totally fine. Yeah, exactly. There's the Albus Dumbledore quote. That's
Mhm.
absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this time is really in service to expansion. This is the time that we are here for. This is the time that all of the work we've done before has been for, right? And if we're too exhausted, we feel too lonely, we're too overwhelmed to actually be the change that we've been working so hard to be the pillar of light that is here, so that all the change and the shifting can take place for the highest and best. Then what is the purpose, right? You've been training for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. This is the time. So honor yourself and all that work that's been done as all of the incarnations you've been, and just take care of yourself and do the work. And things like the course that I just created, like those things, or groups like this, or your spiritual group that you gather with, they're all in support to you being able to stand in service. And so please, please, please don't underestimate yourself. Do not think that you can't do anything when you're being so overwhelmed by the world around you, right? Darkness requires that we be overwhelmed, so that we be quiet, so that we be in our little bubble, right? This is not that time. This is time to shine, because we've been saying this for a long time. The angels have been saying this, that the light is so bright that there's no place for darkness to hide anymore. It's all out in the open, and the old systems are crumbling, right? This is just what's happening. The patriarchy is dying. It's taking its last breath, and we are holding light in service to a more balanced future, in service to the divine child and our whole community of souls all over the universe, being able to live in love, being able to live in it, like just being able to live in love and being able to live in peace. And that's really where we're going. We're in a love-based paradigm. Everything else that can't come along is not going to come along. Period. End of story. So shine your light, take care of yourself, and know that you're loved and supported.
Oh my goodness, that was so powerful. I mean, I was gonna ask about, your last words of wisdom, but that was it. That was like, there's nothing that can beat that. So I'm like, oh my goodness, that was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that is, sometimes we need that wake up call. We need to hear that again and again and again, of why we are here, what we are here, how we are here to serve, what we are here to do. And again, it's always about us shining our light, regardless of what's going on around us. So that was just absolutely brilliant. That was such a perfect speech. I was gonna say, so it's like it was.
You all got
You should
this.
you should post that somewhere because that was brilliant. I loved it.
I think you're going to be
So
posting that somewhere.
it was so good. It was like so good.
I'll just link to it.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that was so good. Thank you. So, unfortunately, we do have to go. I did say at the beginning of the call, this was a hard stop at this time. And so, for those of you who still had questions, if you want to type them in the Facebook group, Theresa can go in and check those comments out in the Facebook group. So please do that. This was brilliant. I'm so glad that you came back on the show with us, Theresa. Oh my goodness, I've missed you. And it's like, how could you miss me? We talk all the time because you always send me messages and emails, and I respond back. But it's like seeing you and
it's different. It really is different. It's a different level. And I'm so happy that we are gathering on the day that like you have to go because your daughter's there, and it's such a joyful thing. And I'm so glad I got to witness you and your joy and your giddiness. And yeah,
I know, right?
So happy birthday. You deserve it. And I'm so
you.
grateful to be here. Thank you for having me. And thank you all for sharing so openly.
Yes, thank you, everyone. See, they're calling me. Thank you, everyone, for all your questions, for being here live with us today. The recording will be out in a little while, so please do take advantage of listening to that again and experiencing all this wonderful wisdom again. And of course, take advantage of Theresa's package, the 5 meditations plus the live workshop. There's one in March and one in April, so two Zooms. So please do check those out as well. But
Love
again,
you
thank you
both.
so much, everyone. Hey, what did you say?
Love you both.
Oh, love you more.
Love you, Linda. Thank you. All right, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So please do join us. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now. Thank you so much, Theresa. Thank you. Thank you, angels. Bye, everyone.